Hey guys, it's your boy Dan sitting here at one of the newest flip properties we just bought out of probate. This is day 3 of working on this property. We have come in, there was tons of stuff in here. It was full. I should have taken a bunch of pictures, didn't think about it. But that's something that we'll do in the future. We'll show you from day 1 when we first purchase it and just go from there, so that way you'll be able to see kind of what that looks like and how we do it. So with this channel that I'm making on Instagram, what I want this to be is I want to take a lot of the knowledge that I have in building homes, flipping homes, and in real estate in general, and share with you guys. I want to show you guys that there's a lot of opportunity in real estate. And it's something that you don't have to have a ton of money to do. This is something that you can get started with. You do need some money because, if you're going to buy houses like this and you're going to do some work on it, you probably want a little bit of money. But there's a lot of options. And, some of them are a little bit more expensive. Like if you go with hard money lending or, you're borrowing from a private financier. But in the beginning, that might be how you get started. And that might be the way that you could come in and, do something. So say you bought a house for $100,000, you're going to pay at least 1% origination. So you on $100,000, you'll have $1,000 in there. And then the next thing that you'll do is you'll have interest payments for each month as you're doing the thing. With hard money, a lot of times you can get them to give you probably like 75% of the financing cost on top of what your purchase price is. So let's say you bought a house for $100,000. You needed, let's do easy numbers because I'm a little slow today. Let's do $40,000 in renovation, okay? So $100,000, they give you that money for $100,000. You're going to give them 1% of that amount is just your origination fee. And then they're going to do draws. So as you're completing part of the project, if you're painting, if you're doing flooring, if you're doing work outside, if you have electrical, if you have different things like that, plumbing. So you'll complete that portion of it, and then you'll request a draw. And let's say painting the house, let's call it $6,000, right? So out of your $40,000, you finish, they give you $6,000. They come out, inspect the house. Yeah, all the work was done. Perfect. Here's your check for $6,000. You take that money and you pay the subcontractor. Now, with doing it this way, you do need some of that money to front load some of the expenses. So in this particular company, because I wanted to show you guys from kind of like day 1, like getting started, like how would you start flipping houses? So I thought, you know what, let me show you all of it. Like I'm not gatekeeping any of it. Let me show you. I'll show you the good, the bad, the ugly, from start to finish. And we'll do that, over and over. So that way you all have an opportunity to be able to look at it and be like, oh, okay, I see now. And you'll start to see a pattern, and you'll start to see why we do some stuff on certain houses, and on other houses we may not do as much. Some houses, we may come in and take everything down to the studs, and do a bunch of work. It all varies because we have to figure out what can we ultimately sell the house for. Is it worth it? Another house that we're looking at right now, we may want to add an additional bathroom, so that's going to be a cost. But by adding that bathroom, let's say it costs us $10,000 to add a bathroom, that with having this extra, so it ended up being a 2.5 bath home. By doing that, our price that we'd be able to increase it by will be almost $30,000. So we're going to spend 10 to get essentially 20,000 on top of that back. So we get our 30,000, but really we spent 10 to get the 30. But if I give you $1 and you're going to give me 3 back every time, that makes sense. That's something that it's kind of worth it. Now, is it going to draw out some time? Yeah. But this specific house that we're working on next, that house, we're going to replace some windows. And so there's going to be some time that it gives us that, hey, let's go ahead and do a little bit extra, because now it's going to allow us to go to a little bit higher price point that'll make a little more sense. So I'm going to show you different variations, different houses that sometimes I may bring in a partner to work on a house together, or sometimes I may bring in somebody that's like, hey, I'll give you all the money to do it, but what I want you do all the work and we'll split the profit. That works too. There's so many different ways, and that's what I want to show people. Like, everyone thinks like, oh my God, like, how could I ever do that? I'm going to need 100, 200,000 to be able to flip a house. Not necessarily, you know? So I'm going to show you, starting out with $20,000, how you would go about purchasing a house, how you'd go about, you know, the renovations and doing some of that stuff. And sometimes some of these houses may need very, very little. And we'll get those houses and we'll do what we need to do and we'll get them out the door. Sometimes we walk in and it may be a nightmare, you know? So we do every bit of it, all the scope. And so this is something fun that at this stage of my career, I'm excited to show you guys, help you guys out, and be of service to you. I really think that real estate is something that is the vehicle for a lot of people to be successful, and I look forward to helping you guys to be successful. And it's here, you know. So not charging you anything, there's nothing. All I want to be is added value for you and help you to get along in your career. If you guys have questions, reach out. I'd love to talk to you. And like I said, we'll start posting more and more and just kind of show you. So this channel will be essentially 100% about, you know, flipping houses from A to Z. Okay? So I love you guys. Hope I can help. You know, we can all, you know, rising tides raise all ships. So we can all win together. The world is abundant and we have so much opportunity, and I look forward to sharing it all with you. Have a great day, guys.